So here we have Lars downstairs at the Wiltern before the big show tonight. So tell me about what music education in your guys' youth. How did that play in? I mean, were you guys taking classes and all that kinds of stuff when you were kids learning how to play?
I grew up in a very musical home. My father played saxophone and clarinet and a bunch of stuff, and there was a lot of, in Copenhagen, there were a lot of jazz musicians around that came from America, and there was a lot of music around, not just Copenhagen, but around my house. My dad also wrote about music for Danish newspaper and so on. So I was privileged from the beginning, growing up around a lot of music and having access to instruments and so on. But you know, I'm one of the fortunate ones. So you know, the reason obviously what we're doing this here is for people that aren't as privileged as we were, or our kids are, to try and give them the same shot and make sure that any potential talent is not wasted, and that everybody gets a shot at kind of fulfilling what their potential is.
Does learning how to play an instrument, does learning how to play music do more than just teach you how to play an instrument? Does it fulfill your life, a kid's life, in other ways?
That's a great question. I think that it gives you an outlet for your energy and potentially for your frustrations or your whatever dilemmas that you have as a kid when you're growing up, and certainly we all know that sometimes is not so easy. It gives you a place to go and a place, something to embrace that can be yours and that nobody else is screwing with or penetrating. And that's obviously a very cool thing. I mean, when I was 10 years old or whatever, I would just go and hide away and just be with my records or my guitar. I didn't get into playing drums a little later. It was my sanctuary. It was my safe zone. You know what I mean? And so I think that it fulfills a lot of different. It works on a lot of different fronts. You know what I mean? And for instance, even if you're playing this kind of instrument, you learn to read music. Like for instance, my 9-year-old son, he's playing clarinet. I'm not going to be playing clarinet probably for the rest of his life, but it's giving him a real good. He's learning to read music, and so in a couple of years, when he wants to start playing guitar or whatever, it'll be a lot easier. So these are kind of fast track some of that stuff. But I think that if you're interested in music and if you're interested in playing, listening, a craft, a process, I mean, you can't go wrong. Even if you're just a listener. I mean, whatever level you are, it's, just being involved in it. Seriously, even like Guitar Hero. Has done a lot for. I mean, my kids are way more into music than they were 2 years ago because of Guitar Hero. I have a 6-year-old son. His favorite band is Mountain. Because of Mississippi Queen and Guitar Hero. Come on.
Next stop, Foghat.
Exactly. It's pretty cool.
In a way, Metallica records for a lot of kids are music class. I mean, millions of kids learn how to play guitar by playing along with Metallica. Is that a part of your legacy that you take special pride in?
Well, I appreciate the nice words. It's not something I think about on a daily basis, but it's always nice to hear that stuff. Obviously, I think being 40 and a couple here and taking care of 3 kids on a daily basis, you don't spend a lot of time thinking about your legacy. You spend more time thinking about lunchboxes and diaper changes. But it's nice to hear that, and obviously. Somewhere back there we are aware of the fact that there's an awful lot of people that have really appreciated what we've done over the last couple of decades or centuries or however long it's been. And when you say like it's sort of like music class or whatever, I mean, also I just want to, when you have to relearn the shit again before you go out on tour, you sit there and go, what the fuck were we thinking?
Right.
Well, that's also music class for us.
Totally. Thanks a lot for your time.
Okay, man, good talking.
Appreciate it. Good show.
Thank you.